being sought out by the government agent. So lots of stuff. But also, if you guys miss any streams, I did add these all to a collection. I failed to add the very first episode to the collection, but the first episode is very similar to what they put out for the demo. So I have the demo in there as well as the following episodes. So it's pretty much all there. Just a different PNG tuber for the demo version. Let's see, World Culture Trade Center, or World Culture Center opening. Lunar Cell Panel. Newcomer Progressive 11 metal band, blah blah blah. Huh. I thought there was more stuff in the drawer yesterday. Am I misremembering things? Let's see. All the ingredients are stocked up, and the weather's keeping quiet. Wait. Oh yeah, something is missing from the drawer. The... Well, wait, actually, did we give it all away? We might have given it all away. I don't remember now either. Looks like a good night to listen to some stories. Ah, hello, Gayla. He was here on yesterday, or the last time we streamed too. Oh, Andy's with Hyde. Perfect. Good evening, Mr. Hyde and Mr. Gayla. Nice to see you two. How did it go at the hospital today? Well, it was fine, except I was a little exhausted. Hyde is not amused. You can see it on his face. Goodness, are you having issues with the children again? No, that's not it. It's just... Well, for starters, my Fury has been giving me a hard time. For reference, if anybody does not remember, Gayla is a werewolf and his Fury is essentially his anger, and he can transform into werewolf. Your Fury? Is it the full moon already? Nope, but sometimes I get pre-Fury systems. Pre-Fury systems. Symptoms. Yeah, it's a common thing for werewolves. A few days ago, before the full moon, our bodies start to prepare for Fury. And that changes the way we react to pretty much everything. Symptoms vary depending on who you ask, but it can affect our muscles, appetite, and energy levels. This sounds awfully familiar. It can give you headaches and lots of other stuff. Small but annoying. Ugh, that doesn't sound pleasant. No, to be honest, it's not great. For me, I've been pretty sore and more tired than usual. And a bit crankier as well. Is there a drink that could help you with that? I never found one, but if anyone could come up with it, it's you, Mello. Since Agala had... Oh wait, since Agala had can soothe your Fury, maybe it can work as pre-Fury as well? Maybe, but I think it needs to be more relaxing, like Agala had, but with no caffeine and maybe blue. Okay, this we actually have... Oh wait, not this window, my bad. This window, you can actually look that drink up. I saw it the other day. They kept it from the last game. There it is. So he said no caffeine and blue. So we're going blue pea, milk, and ginger. So that should be right. We'll find out. Ah, Gala tea. Yep, that's correct. Here you go, a Gala tea for you. Do you come up with these names on the spot, Mello? Ah, no. It takes a bit of soul searching to tailor it for the situation and so on. That almost sounds like, you know, that sounds... Sorry, guys. That almost makes it sound like you know in advance what we're going to order. Call it a sixth sense. Right, let's see how your sixth sense tastes. Wow, that's excellent. Exactly what I needed. Very happy to hear that. I would give you exactly what you needed every time if you were more specific. Hyde is just very quiet. What's with the long looks, you two? Did something happen? Actually, Mello, I guess I'll just come out with it. I need your help. My help? Come on, I wasn't that bad. No, I was so tired today I nearly fell asleep on the job. But most importantly, it's not good for you. Moping around, sulking, refusing to look for solutions. I've never seen you like this, and I'm getting worried. There's nothing to worry about. You say that, but then you spend entire nights looking miserable. No advice I come up with is good enough. And Hyde, I'm barely keeping it together as is. You should know by now how I feel when Fury's about to hit. I take it you two ended up chatting after all? You bet we did. After I walked out of here, I headed home and found this one, lying on the sofa staring at the ceiling. Looking so gloomy, it sucked the color out of the room. It's not the first time either, it's constant these days. Please help him, Mello. I'm at my wit's end. Welcome on in, Eddie. Happy time zone. How are you doing? I love that instead of taking Hyde maybe like for therapy or something, their solution was to visit their local midnight coffee shop and ask the barista. Ugh, fine. The truth is, I'm bored to death. Or I would be if it wasn't for the whole immortality thing. I'm nearing 40 years old. Wait, he's 40? I thought he was, no, he's much older than that. Maybe he's definitely older than that because he said that. Or did I miss a age number there? And I've never been this bored in my entire life. Interesting. You usually make it sound like you're much older. Oh, okay, it's not just me. Oh, 40 years old in vampire years. Ah, okay. I'm not saying how old that is in other species' years. Eyes on the prize, Mello. Intervention first, gossip later. My apologies. Why are you so bored, Mr. Hyde? My job. What was that? My job. Hey, no need to shout. Whoops, I didn't realize that was shouting. Well, I'm irritated about it, okay? I'm not exactly used to sitting around and twiddling my thumbs, but modeling stopped being fun ages ago. You did mention something like that last time. You are trying to leave modeling behind then? Yes. Is there a specific reason for that? It's all just so brief. Back when I started modeling, people thought of fashion in a different way. They wanted to keep their outfits for a while, so they had to be elegant, well-made, and versatile. Some campaigns that I featured in stayed on the billboards for months, and I knew the clothes would last decades. In a way, it felt like I was building a bond with their wearers. I endorsed something that would be featured in their cherished memories. But then social media came and it all became disposable. The clothes themselves, of course, but the models even more. I shoot a campaign, the brand posts it online, and it gets attention for what? 10 minutes? Then another campaign comes in and everything's forgotten. Blink and it's gone. There's no bond to be built there. Isn't that changing these days though, with slow fashion and the like? Ooh, have a good lurk, Claire. And I'm doing good, Eddie. How's it been going for you? Anything new? Ooh, welcome on in, Tal. Going to bed early. It's pretty early for you, isn't it then? It'd be like 9 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock maybe even? I don't count the exact hours in my head. I usually just always guess roughly. I might be completely off. Gotta be up at 4 in the morning. Ooh. That would be, not fun. Man, I've screwed up my sleep schedule, guys. I am all out of whack. Ever since I started playing Tears of the Kingdom, I've really screwed it up. I've been staying up anywhere between like 11 and midnight, and I'm still getting up between like 6:30 and 7:30 in the morning. So right now it's like all messed up because I was going to bed at like 9:30, 10. Well, sometimes 10:30 actually. I should say by 10:30 and getting up by 6:30, but now I'm just like all over the place. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I told you guys. We did the math the other day for it. So, in the past 2 weeks, not counting this week, I'm off this week, but 2 weeks prior to this, I put between like 60 to 70 hours into Tears of the Kingdom. And so that nets out to be like 30-ish hours a week, right? Somehow, I have no idea how I've managed this, but I did the 30 hours, you know, or like I've put in the 60 hours in Tears of the Kingdom. Like again, I'm off this week, but previously I was working, I work full time, so that's 40 hours a week. I'm still managed to hang out with my husband. His family visited one weekend, and so I didn't play it part of that weekend. I say most of that weekend, part of that weekend. And I've also been hanging out with like friends and doing therapy meetings, like for the game. Oh yeah, if you guys didn't know, we are making therapy into a full game. I need to update that though with all the the therapy's Twitter as well. But yeah, so I have no idea how I did that, and I wish I knew that power. I wish I knew how to harness that. Because that's like, how many hours? Like, I feel like, you know, on top of the 40 hours, so that's like 70 hours between work and Tears of the Kingdom, and then I don't know how I did it, but we've done it, so there is that. I don't think I've ever heard anyone call Marianne Egg. Like, I don't think it's bad. It is in her username. I just don't think I've ever seen anybody shorten her username like that. Egg. Oh, hi, Cece. Welcome, welcome. See, I also thought it was funny. Oh. Okay, let's see what else is going on here with Hyde. Also, thanks for the lurk for those of you lurking. I really appreciate it. Isn't that changing these days, though, with slow fashion and the like? That's true, and people are getting into vintage clothes, too. I salute that. But the reality of my job remains the same. What about your fans? You have so many people following you. You mentioned that last night, and my answer hasn't changed. They follow because they think I'm pretty. I mean, let's be honest, he is pretty good looking. Being admired is nice, but it doesn't constitute a bond. So, are you saying that you'd like to leave more of a mark? Maybe so. It would be nice if I did something that people remembered. that became part of their lives in a real way. You do know you have people in your life in a real way, right? People who always remember you. You know, this seems like a weird way to console someone. Is this just me? I feel like this is weird a little bit. I mean, clearly he's like bummed out and maybe a little burnt out from his job. And they're like, but you've got a lot of followers. Okay, thanks. I'm also vintage. No ages. It's fine. I don't know if we've ever actually discussed. I've chosen never to discuss it. I guess I've never made it a rule, but it's actually a pretty good rule because you just never know. It makes people more comfortable. It makes the space weird once ages start getting involved. We're all in the vintage club. Hey, random. I don't wear these, but does anybody is capris? You know, like isn't that what they were called? The like short pants. Are those still a fashion thing? I feel like they were around in like the 90s, maybe early 2000s. Like, do people still wear those? I have noticed, oh, they are still around? No, I hate them too, Cece. I was just curious. I wore them as a kid, but that's because, like, I think my parents just bought them for me. I feel like skinny jeans are also falling out of, trend a bit. Like, probably more so. I'm not a fashion person, though. I don't pay attention to fashion at all. But, I've noticed, like, in the store, a lot of, like, jeans are bringing back, like, the bootleg cut. Pre-leggings with a dress. Oh, okay. Do people still do that, though? I feel like now that you say that, I feel like I could see that still being a thing. What? Wait. Hold on, where did cargo? Oh, I'm cargo pants. Was it first that turned into shorts? Those are so cool. Do they still make those? Man, I think I'd wear cargo pants if somebody told me. But I have no sense of fashion and I really don't care. Like, I'm jeans and a t-shirt 95% of the time. Like, almost my entire wardrobe is jeans and a t-shirt. Skinny jeans are out. Give me back the jeans that were dang wide. Give me mom jeans and a sweater. I've also noticed I've seen overalls more too. Like, if you Google, like, I don't know, what wear, maybe winter dress wear or something. I've noticed overalls feel like they're making some sort of a comeback. Not like traditional, I guess, overalls, but like in a fashionable way. See, I don't remember. I think I wore them way back. Like, I was young. Let's see here. Maybe you should study to become a doctor or something. That would make a real difference. No thank you. The job still needs to be fun. Studying for 10 years just to exhaust myself in 14-hour shifts? Did you mistake me for a hardworking vampire? Oh. Do you see what I'm dealing with, Mello? It seems to be a thorny issue. I totally didn't read that as thorny at first. I was like, why do they think that's the issue? Oh, shoot. Perhaps you'd like to mull it over with a drink in hand, Mr. Hyde. Yeah, that sounds good. Why don't you give hibiscus another shot, Mello? I'll give you a hint. Make it a very, very spicy hibiscus. Okay, we did this the other day. I don't think I've done like a spicy... Like, what makes it spicy? Is it because I think we tried cinnamon and he's like, nah, that's not it. See, I did ginger, hibiscus, and ginger. Though he said make it very, very spicy. So maybe it's 2 gingers. A Zobo? Okay, he's getting a Zobo, whatever that is. The giant skirts. Man, I hate that. Like, I think they're starting to make them more now because there's been enough complaints about. But dresses and skirts need pockets. Like, why in this day and age do they not have pockets? I don't know. He said spicy, though. Right? The Spanish drink? Oh! Okay, we're gonna try this. I think this would just be more bitter, but spicy isn't one of the flavor notes that it, like, highlights on the bottom. Thanks, Matilix. I actually like carrying my purse, but that's because, like, my wallet is big, for one. Like, I have one of those, like, bigger... I guess it's not a bigger wallet, it's a pretty typical... I don't even know if you'd call it a wallet, technically. It's like a pouch, almost. And sometimes I'll put, like, slide my iPad into it. Or I used to carry, like, a sketchbook and pencil everywhere, too. I don't do that anymore. Because I just hate how all my regular sketches look versus digital. Imagine being dainty, yeah. Definitely the exact opposite of dainty. Okay. Oh! Guys, I just got the achievement. You didn't see it, but this is... I think this is it. Let's see. You do know me well. Yeah! Okay, whoever said lots of ginger. Kudos to you. Clap, clap. I need a clap emote. I should look... I think I still have an animated emote slot. Ah, so I take it this works for you? This is perfectly executed Zobo, if I've ever tasted one. Woohoo! Oh yeah, Cece has a great clap emote. Glad to see you've made good use of your ginger resupply. So, you knew I couldn't get it right that time. Oh, so he ordered a drink one time and I got it wrong. And it must be because I didn't have the ingredients. I see you've had your fun, but you still lost your bet, Hyde. A bet? When Hyde was wallowing in self-pity yesterday, I told him many people cared about him. And I bet you could definitely figure out the one hibiscus drink he liked. So now I get to say that I was right. And Hyde gets to buy me dinner. And a place of my choosing. Ugh. You're going to pick that horrible steakhouse again, aren't you? You know it. Have you won other bets in the past, Mr. Gala? Let's see. You say it, Hyde. He's won every single one of the bets we've ever made. Poor Hyde. Wow. Yeah, I'm this close to being able to buy a new TV with the money I'm saving on food. Just rub it in my face, why don't you? Ooh, someone else is here. I still feel bad. I feel like he needs more consoling. He's like a little sad puppy right now. Oh, hi everyone. Hey, Lua. Hi, Lua. Busy night, I see. Hi, Miss Lua. Busy and lively, just the way we like it. That's good. And I'm really glad you're here, Hyde. I wanted to apologize for the other night. I was so excited to see you, especially since it had been a while. But we ended up fighting with Bailey's instead. You must be getting bored of our arguments. It's alright. They're kind of fun to watch. How are things with you two, by the way? Let me just order before I answer. If that's alright, Mello. Of course, what would you like? I spent the whole day talking in meetings and presentations, so I have a bit of a sore throat. Is there anything you'd recommend for that? Definitely something with lemon and honey. Sounds great. I'd love a lemon and honey drink then, please. Oh, this is easy. We're just gonna do some tea. We're just gonna do some lemon and honey. Boom. Ooh, welcome on in, Alice. Going good. We are playing Coffee Talk. Trying to get through it this week. I'm actually off work this week, so that's why I'm streaming right now. I wish I could stream at this time every time I stream, to be honest, but you know. How are you doing today? Here you go, some honey to soothe, some lemon to boost recovery. Thanks, Dr. Mello. Ah, this is truly lovely. Just what I needed. That's great to hear. My company's trying to get a big contract, so I've been organizing meetings with everyone, making sure it's all going according to plan. That sounds pretty tough. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibilities and decision making, and part of me likes that, but a part of me feels the pressure of it. So, it's nice to be able to unwind with a warm cup. Anyhow, to answer your earlier question, Gala, you've probably gathered that Bay and I have been fighting. Yeah, and Hyde told me a little bit about it too. Right, well, we haven't discussed the wedding for the past couple of days, and honestly, it's done me a lot of good. The thing is, I know Bay means well. He suggests all these things that he thinks I'd like, and I should like them. He's paying attention, not just sending random ideas. I should be grateful that he's trying to please me. But I get annoyed instead. And then I start feeling guilty that I'm annoyed, which makes me even more annoyed. It's not great, I know. Well, it'd be easier if we always acted rationally. If we only got annoyed at the right people for the right reasons. But things aren't that simple, are they? That's true. Although, I guess if you figured out what actually annoys you, it would help. That's the problem. I'm not sure. At first, I thought I was tired or worried. The decision making at my job is taking a toll for sure. It's a bit hard for me to also deal with organizing things in my personal life. Also, the financial side of it is hard to navigate. I don't want Bay to spend too much money, but he's right. Involving my family comes with strings attached. I'm not sure how to avoid that, though. But I'm realizing that might not even be the main issue. The more he sends me links to venues and caterers, the more it all feels wrong to me. I don't mean the wedding itself. I want to get married to Bay. But the way we're planning it, I don't know. I've been to my friends' weddings before. I've also been browsing the most popular wedding pictures online. There's always these big parties, very put together, very classy. They have their whole families over, their friends and colleagues. They rent these beautiful barns and they hire live bands. They wear designer dresses and bespoke suits. I used to look at that and think, this is great and this is what I want. But now it all just feels more and more off to me. Why don't you tell your fiancé that? What if he thinks I'm getting cold feet? Or that I'm questioning his ability to help with the budget? That's up to you on how to communicate, isn't it? Right, but it's a difficult topic. We've been through so much. You all know that. This is supposed to be our special day, a way to celebrate our partnership. Bae wants to honor that. He'll feel awful if he thinks I don't. Or if he thinks I don't trust him. I swear, you and your elf are well matched. You always worry so much about what others think, instead of working out your own wants and needs. You do realize that's the important bit, right? I mean, generally, yes, I get that. But how does it apply here? What do you think it means to honor your partnership? To celebrate it properly, for starters. Right. And who are you in that partnership with? I believe you've met him, the blonde guy with puppy eyes. Right, I'm glad you remember that, because you were making it sound like you were in a relationship with your friends who got married. And the strangers who put wedding pictures online. This is your relationship you're celebrating. Why are you so concerned with others people's weddings? Your special day needs to make sense to the two of you. Have it in trainers at a fast food joint if that's what you like. That way you can also take the budget out of the equation. A simpler wedding won't feel shabby if you make it feel properly yours. I still want a pretty outfit and a decent food. Thank goodness. But point well taken. It's just, my family might have certain expectations. Did they openly say that? No. Then maybe they do, or maybe you just think they do. The only way to find out is to talk to them. Besides, isn't Bailey's also about to become your family? You sure are the only family he's got. I'm not saying this to disinvite everyone or to fight with them or anything, but you shouldn't put their needs above your own. I really shouldn't, should I? You've given me food for thought. Thanks, Hyde. My pleasure. Hyde over here telling it like it is. Also, to add to Hyde's note, it's their wedding, not their family's wedding, it's their wedding. Amazing how you perk up when you give people advice, Hyde. Maybe you should become a therapist. I knew that was coming, I could sense it. Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence. I did say I might become a couples counselor, but I agree with what you all implied. I don't think I'm quite tactful enough for that. He's very straightforward, like really straightforward, so I could see why it might not be the best fit. Are you looking to change careers, Hyde? He's bored of modeling. Finds it too impermanent, wants to leave a mark, and wants to have fun. Just a quick summary. I see. Well, is there anything way you could do, or is there any way you could make modeling fun again? I don't think so. Last time I had proper fun was maybe 20 years ago. Well, what happened then? I was modeling a capsule collection for a young designer, and she wanted to take her own pictures. She got a studio, lugged outfits there, found someone to do makeup. Then she whipped out an old film camera, a proper relic. I hadn't seen one like it since the 60s. My granddad has an old black and silver camera with 2 lenses. Was it something like that? Yes, exactly like that. She said she preferred it because of the way it captured the light, and also because it was a slower experience, something that would allow us to connect more. At first, I didn't think much of it. I started doing the usual posing, switching, posing, some more, but something felt different, and then I realized what it was. Most of the time, we were just talking. She only took a picture once in a few minutes, if that. Is that unusual? Yes, most fashion photographers take dozens of pictures in a row. I felt a bit sorry for her, to be honest. I thought she didn't know what she was doing and that she was wasting her money. But we had a great time and we got kind of friendly, I guess. Because at the end of it, she let me use up the remaining exposures. I fooled around, shot some random stuff and one portrait of her. Then she suggested I come with her to the dark room. What is going on here? No, I'm just kidding. Watch how she developed the pictures and how they came out. You did always have a fondness for dark places. He is a vampire. Comes with the territory. But as for the pictures, well, they were gorgeous. First of all, I looked really like me, you know? A me I could recognize. But that's not even what stuck with me the most. It's the care she put into processing each frame, working each picture through the chemical baths, hanging them, drying them. It was like watching a magical ritual. And her portrait, when she saw it, she got a bit emotional. She said she was used to being on the other side of the camera. It was the first time she really liked a portrait someone took of her. I'm in a weird place these days. It's not like me to tell these kinds of tales, or to launch into soppy monologues, really. Just forget it. No, I think it's a beautiful story. And it gives me an idea, I think, of another career for you. Please share, Lewitt, you'd be doing us both a solid. Go on, then. Well, maybe it's because I've looked at so many of them recently, but apparently film is making a big comeback for wedding pictures. It's what you said. It captures the light beautifully, and it's a more personal, slower approach. Maybe you could try that. Who, me? No, the other vampire who's looking for a new line of work. I think you've got the wrong guy here, Lua. I know I'm disgustingly sentimental these days, but I'm not that far gone. Attending one's wedding gives me cavities, let alone several per month. Ah, well, forget it then. No. Don't forget it at all. It would be perfect for you. Come on, Hyde. I know you like to play strong and sarcastic, but you are sentimental. And you love to chat people up. You'd solve all the bridesmaids drama and offend the parents, but most importantly, you'd do something for these people that they'll never forget. They'll look at your pics their whole lives. If that's not leaving a mark, I don't know what is. You are assuming they won't get divorced. I don't know if this is the right topic for Miss Lua. It's alright. I know some marriages end in divorce, but that doesn't change anything, does it? Whether a marriage lasts for a few months or several decades, the wedding is still an unforgettable moment in someone's life. That career in the mafia is really looking up. You're hopeless. I'm falling asleep on my chair, so I'm gonna head back. Do whatever you want, you thick-skulled vampire. Just don't stay out too late, okay? Yeah, alright. That's my cue as well. I have some thinking to do. And maybe some talking. Thanks again, Hyde. And good luck. I hope your next adventure is a good one. It will be. Good night, Lua. Good night, Mello. See you later. Good night, you two. Here we go again. Last one sitting. Indeed, proper night owls. I am not a night owl, guys. This is the only persona of me that would be a night owl. You didn't say anything about that wedding photographer idea. It's ridiculous, right? Well, that's not for me to say, but I wouldn't call it ridiculous. It sounds like you enjoyed the whole film photography experience, and you do like being around people, don't you? I do, sometimes, but I'm not a romantic. People get married, they think they're taking a first step into forever. Well, there's no such thing as forever. Everyone ends up disappointed in some way, and then next thing you know, I don't want to sound too depressing. So, you don't believe in love? Of course I do, but only a certain kind. You can choose to keep supporting someone to enjoy their company. You can do that for years with friends, families, lovers. But at the end of the day, you're still you, a separate person. And they're still them. There's no two souls becoming one. Not really. I know the one time I tried, it didn't really work out. But do you regret trying? No, I guess I don't. It confirmed for me that marriage and the like, it's never going to be my thing. And there's freedom in knowing that about myself. It gives me space to build other relationships that work much better. But at the same time, when I see people who truly believe it, people who walk into it willing to share their lives so closely, even if for most of them it won't pan out. There's something beautiful there. Like watching a butterfly fly too close to a flame, or a flower bloom like it will never wilt. Well, in my case, I signed off my wings, but I'm still here. And on that day, for that minute, when I said we'd be together forever, and meant it, I sure felt alive. If you know all that, then you must know that it's something worth celebrating, and something worth helping other people celebrate. You're a tricksy one, Mello. And I'm tired. I'm too tired to fight your logic, which means it's time for me to head back. Of course, Mr. Hyde. And I meant to say, I appreciate our one-to-one chats. I hope we can keep providing you with a comfortable space here. Oh, it's plenty comfortable for sure. Besides, well, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? The way time passes for me is very different. from anyone else I know. Thank goodness Gala is from a long-living species. But even then, he'll grow old before I do eventually. The world will change 100 times, technologies will die out, and new technologies will come. I will feel again the way I feel now in a century, maybe two. And Lua and Gala won't be around to give me advice. The world won't wait for me. But you will, am I right? That is very perceptive of you, Mr. Hyde. Hey, you've grown to know me quite well. It's only fair that I know a little in return. I suppose that's true. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. To continuing our story. It's nice to know that no matter how much time passes, there's always going to be someone there rooting for me. Thank you for your trust, Mr. Hyde. We will make sure it's not displaced. I know you will. And on that note, I guess I'm going to browse for some film cameras. What's the worst that can happen? Indeed. Take care of yourself, friend. And you as well. For context, if you don't know this yet, in Coffee Talk 1 at the end, you find out that your character is related to Neil, who is now known as Silver, his alien species. I don't remember in what way they're related, if those two like are actually related, or if they're just both from the same species. But your character is like of the alien species and has adapted to life on Earth. I don't remember the exact thing. I may have to look it up to give an exact reason, but yeah, basically that's why. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm looking, guys, sorry. Yeah, okay, so it sounds like... Yeah, you may or may not be... Let me see here. Actually, let me double check. I want to make sure. So yeah, you are an alien. You may or may not be... Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah. You are considered Neil's child, apparently. So it sounds like, too, some people are speculating you're a time traveler then. But Hyde knows, even though... So some people speculate you're Neil's child. Some are saying you're just an alien. But you basically have, like, gone back in time and run this coffee shop. Possibly. It seems like there's a little bit of confusion on it, though. But either way, yes, we're 100% alien. We are confirmed alien. But whether it seems like based on, I was just looking at Reddit posts, so I'm sure there's probably a better post out there. You may or may not be Neil's child, and you may or may not be a time traveler, but you are for sure an alien. It's so there's like a true ending to the first coffee talk, which I think when we played it on the channel, we didn't get it. But it will hint no matter what, I think, because in the one I had, it hinted you're an alien, but it did not hint that we had any relation to Neil. But that's also why we don't like to deal with the agent, I think. And also why we're not, like, giving him any information. Elven burnout, huh? I wish you could read these articles. Like, it's a shame it's just blocks. Oh, you might not have met him yet. Yes, so at the end of Coffee Talk 1, and it's also in the previous episodes for Coffee Talk 2, in case anyone did not hear me say this, I've added all the Coffee Talk 2 streams to a collection. And you can actually, so that way people can go back and watch those if they want. I failed to save episode 1 in time, but the demo is pretty much episode 1. So my playthrough of the demo a few months back is taking that place, so you'll see the demo and then episode 2. But yes, at the end of Coffee Talk 1, an agent shows up because he's looking for essentially illegal aliens. Which is like a play on like our illegal alien, like the illegal alien situations today and like how those should be treated. And he's actually looking for Neil specifically, who is now known as Silver, and wants to extradite him from the country. And your character has pretended he knows nothing about Neil. But Neil, like I said, is now Silver and has taken on a human form. However, Silver's sister, Amanda, had come to visit, and she does look like an alien still. She has not transformed or adapted her visual appearance. Ah, it's Georgie. Officer, welcome. Hey, Mello. How are you doing? Officer? Oh. Sorry. My mind is kinda elsewhere right now. No worries, work issues? What else? I'm all ears if you want to chat. You're a pal. I'm in a real bind, Mello. What happened? Well, the never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute, and I'm feeling out of depth. Are you talking about your recent patrols? Thanks, Eddie, for the hydrate. Yeah. I've been analyzing the CCTV footage the last couple of days. Oh, I see. How'd that go? Did the cameras manage to capture anything? Yes and no. The infrareds caught a couple of blurry things. They ran off, turned the corner, and disappeared. Could have been anything like rats or cats. But neither fits with what I heard on the scene. The footsteps, you know, the laughter. Come to think of it, it sounds more like giggles. Giggles? Can Werebeast giggle? Not that size, no. Even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps in reality. I see. So, what's next? I have some ideas, but they're wild theories at this point. In short, I'm stumped. You know, Mello, I've been racking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped that bomb about the fairies, you see. Oh, what about them? As it turns out, fairies was an umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that fit the known physical rules at the time was referred to as such. Oh, huh. Does that mean banshees were part of the fairy folk? Probably. Not anymore, though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any sentient being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. And that includes apparitions. Apparitions? Yes. Apparitions like... Ghost. Ghost? Ghost. I see. Oh, what do you mean I see? Doesn't sound like a bad joke to you? I'm not sure I'm following. Bud, come on. Ghosts don't exist. Do they? 'Cause if they do, all I can think about is that damn tree now. Alright, the tree. Does that mean it's haunted? It could be? Ugh. Don't get how you can be so calm about this. Well... why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world even. Literally. Sometimes literally. Oh, okay, there we go. You're right. I guess you're not the only one who's being weird here. Well, don't say that. Everyone has their own... What the heck is that word? I have peccadillo? I don't know what this word is. What is this word? I've never seen... Am I probably butchering it? Hold on, has anybody else seen this word, or am I the only one that's like, I've never... A small, relatively unimportant offense or sin. Oh, okay, Tao also Googled it. What is this word? I've never seen it though in my life. We all Googled it. But at least it's not just me. I've never... This is a weird looking word. There's no way someone just knew this word. They had to have Googled, like, is there a word for an offense or something? You know what I mean? Maybe someone knows the word. It's got, I don't know, it's just crazy, a little word there. True that. See, Georgie knows the word. I just don't. If you don't mind telling me, though, may I ask what the reason of why you're so afraid of ghosts? Gosh, no. That's a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about anyway. Oh, that's understandable. All you need to know is my fear was never caused by actual ghost. Oh? Suggestion is a very powerful thing, Mello. That's all I'm willing to share for now. Oh, okay then. Well, thanks for sharing. Hello, Light. Welcome on in. How's it going? You know, it's funny. My grandpop was very into this stuff. So is my daughter. They're like opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just my time as a cop and all, unknown variables usually mean trouble. I see, that makes sense. They're the kind of people who could see things from nothing. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you know the Zen rock garden thing from Japan? They understand the zen-ness of it. I don't, but that doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know? I think you almost got it. Yeah? I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. On that note, Mello, you've seen my lighter, right? I'd say I'm pretty well acquainted with it now, yes? My bad. The thing originally was my grandpop's. He bought it after some time the war ended. It was to commemorate the upcoming new era. In more ways than one. He got honorably discharged due to a severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from. At that time, he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons, he couldn't walk very far. So it was a good location for him with all the veterans' support nearby and all. Right. Now about that street. You see, my grandpop liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy, plus he pretty much hated his bleak room. So sometimes he'd go hang out with the street vendors in front of his place. There were all kinds of beings there along with pets. Their pets from all walks of life. That's why he had a lot of stories about the craziest things. Ah, I see, You see, that street's name just came to mind last night. Can you take a guess at what it is? Oh, you mean Bourne Street? Uh-huh. Wasn't called that before, that's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. But I went through his files and it checks out. Does that mean the vendors he was talking about? Bingo. You know what? You brought the lighter there. Oh, that's a coincidence. Are you sure it's only a coincidence? What do you mean? Come on. There ain't no way there's just coincidences, Mello. Everything is lining up too perfectly if you ask me. Uh-oh. Think about what's happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was hit out of everyone's. Right. Then my luck started tanking. The broken mug, the fan, the black cat. Just tons of weird stuff happening in the past week alone. Right. The one thing led to another and my team was chosen to lead the investigation. And tell me, who's in charge of the case? Me. Then there's the Banshee lady, your patron, with some information I wouldn't have thought of. The dead tree stuff, the fairy market. Information I wouldn't have even remembered on my own. Right? And now we know why I kept losing my lighter. How are they not connected? Tell me. Well, if you list them all in order like that. I'm telling you, Mello. This place is calling for me. This case is made for me. But they really picked the wrong guy. I'm just really bad at dealing with spooks. They make me question everything I've ever known, you know? But I've always thought you were pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer. Not when it comes to supernatural stuff. Because we don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Do they bring bad luck? Good luck? What's the truth? Who knows? Maybe you should take the day off and catch up on sleep. Huh? What's that? Oh, nothing. You know, another patron of mine suggested a documentary to watch. Yeah? The focus was on interesting drinks from around the world. You could find everything from the mundane to the extreme. From local comforts to really special stuff. And I kept thinking about one particular drink that might interest you. Oh? It is something like a protection drink. It's made of coffee, honey, and lemon, and a slew of other ingredients. Huh. Protection from what, though? From evil spirits and bad luck, I think. Maybe it'll help ease your mind a bit. Oh, gotcha. But Mello, even if the whole situation is haunted, there shouldn't be evil spirits. Right? I wouldn't know. But it may need your lighter. What for? Well, the drink needs to be lit up. I just think your lighter might give it the extra magic boost it needs. Compared to just using a regular flame, I mean. Huh. What are you gonna make me anyway? Nah, I trust ya. Here. It exudes an interesting feel. Interesting. Okay, so we gotta give that back to him. Okay, then. Make me the magical drink you've learned, Mellow. Oh no, it didn't tell. What was it? It was coffee, honey, and lemon, right? Is there a log? This is the text log, right? Coffee, honey, and lemon. Okay. Oh wait, reset. I want to do it in the same order she said it in. Google said the last time the word was used was prominently around the 1850s. Oh. Maybe, but then Georgie also knew what it was. I have no idea. We're gonna find out. The coffee's on fire. Apparently we can, and it's blue. I gotta give his lighter back. I would not drink this. Would anyone else drink this? I would never. Oh, that would require alcohol. Oh wow, the drink does light up, huh? Yep, this is special just for you. Oh, you would? I would not drink it. So don't tell anybody. Roger that. Here you go. Oof, oh, careful. Dang, Mellow. This is really something else. You sure it's okay to drink? I have no idea. But I'll take responsibility if anything happens. Oh no, I can't eat a bug. Ugh. Just the thought of it. It's so gross. I mean, like, I guess I shouldn't say it's gross. It's gross to me. I'm just being silly, aren't I? Sorry for bothering you with all this stuff, Mellow. You even made me this crazy drink to make me feel better. Oh, don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can. Thanks. Man, at least with crooks you can actually deal directly with them, you know? Not the case with apparitions. Not with that attitude. The heck? Oh. Interesting. I wonder if you can get him every run? This person here, because I got a trophy that says unlock conversation with a detective. So I wonder if you can get it every run. My dad accidentally touched the hot plate when dragging the coffee maker across the kitchen counter. He forgot to turn it off. Oh no, I once, my dad would sometimes, when I was younger, he would, for some reason store, well, because there was limited, like, well, not for some reason, I know why. He would store, like, pans for baking in the oven. So, like, when he turned the oven on, he'd take the pans out, right? It's usually only, like, a couple. It's not like he loaded the oven up with pans, okay? And, I decided, I was gonna make, I think I was making cookies or something. Maybe it was cake. I was making something with a mix, right? And so I preheated the oven. I did all my prep work, got it ready to go in the oven. Time to, you know, put it in. So I open the oven and I see the pan in there. And without thinking, I was like, oh, that pan needs to come out, and reached in and grabbed it. Well, when I grabbed it, it's a hot pan. I like threw it out of the oven, realizing what I had done. Luckily, I did not burn myself. I ended up putting an ice pack on my hand immediately after. And I mean, it was like a very minor burn. It was fine. It wasn't anything that required like an ER or something. But yeah, so I learned my lesson there, that's for sure. Oh, but I'm just prone. I'm just accident prone. I actually got really lucky. Oh my gosh, I got insanely lucky. Several months back, like in the past year, I was cooking and I dumped the grease out of like our pan into a can. Like, so you don't pour grease down the sink, right? So we had it in like our little like grease can that we had. And when I did, I stuck the can back up like on, we keep it back by the sink, and I stuck it up by the sink, right? And it was a can where I had the label had been pulled off, and my hand got stuck to like some sticky part that was on the can from where the label was. And so when I pulled my hand back, the can came with me, and the grease that literally just came off the stove got onto my hand. It literally fell onto my hand, and I stuck it under water, like cold water, and then put ice on it afterwards. I didn't get a burn at all. It was insane. Like, no red, no nothing. Probably because I acted fast, but I was quite impressed. Mooses? Don't hit mooses? Is that a common thing over there? Everything can be caught with a little elbow grease. Not actual elbow grease. I won't make that mistake again. McQueen? Is that you? Hello, Williams. Williams? It's been a while. Hey, it is you. Their surprises just keep coming this week. Let me go over there. You know each other? More or less. We were brunch buddies. Brunch buddies? Brunch buddies. I feel like I'm meant to say brunch buddies in that same serious tone. But I don't like to talk about it. I still get nightmares. You hit a moose in Sweden? I don't think I remember this story. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't remember this story. Obviously you're okay, so that's good. That sounds terrifying. Oh, I'm so sorry. I laugh. I really do mean my apology. I feel ya. I wasn't sure we were gonna make it out alive. We were truly the lucky ones. Without a doubt. I'll just take both your words for it. Good. Because I don't like to talk about it. So what brings you here, detective? Surely it's not the coffee. Secret police reasons. I've not read the briefing yet. But enough about me. Tell me about your supernatural problems. Yeah? You need to bust a ghost? Oh. Well, busting might be a bit much. I was just talking to Mello about getting over my fear of that kind of stuff. And ghost? Something like that. I'm weak against ghostly looking stuff. I freaked out easily. For example, I admit I got a little spooked about what happened on Bourne Street the other day. Ah, I remember that. I know very well that I checked our... I know very well that unchecked fear leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book. It even pains me to admit that out loud. Sometimes the toughest case to crack is ourselves. Other times it's ghost. How do you do it, detective? Your cases, man. I'd have probably lost all my hair now if I were you. I try not to think about it all that much. And when I do think about it, I think who else will do it? Nobody, that's who. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, once you get over the dead part, they're just like you and me. Look, I remember this one case we were investigating, a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband had recently passed away but wasn't moving on, if you get my drift. Real deadbeat, couldn't take the hint. Anyways, we had to go exorcise the place, right? But the husband, he's caught wind and he's retreated into the basement. It's always the basement. I won't get into the technicalities of it, but it's hard to get a ghost out of the basement or an attic. It's all about angles, really. I mean, I get it. That used to be his home. All his stuff is still there. It's hard, I get that. So, I'm slowly going down the stairs to try to coax him out. Bam, next minute, all this romantic music is playing and the whole place is lit by a spotlight. Basic sensory illusions, classic ghost tricks. Then, before I knew what hit me, I'm sitting at the pottery wheel and he's behind me and... Wait. Isn't this the plot of a 1900 film, Ghost? Oh. Maybe? We had a movie night at work. I dozed off before it started. The story must have slipped into my subconscious. Riveting. Did I celebrate? No, well, no, unless you count playing Tears of the Kingdom. Are they twins? What the heck? Unless you count playing Tears of the Kingdom celebratory. I also watched, John Wick 4. Get it? 4th of July, John Wick 4. So I guess if you count that too, then yes. But I did not shoot off fireworks. I'm not a big fireworks person. I don't care for how loud they are, and like I used to do like fireworks as a kid because one of my friend's birthdays was like near the 4th of July, so that's what we did for her birthday every year. But I've just never been a big fireworks person. Like I looked out the window a couple times, but I just don't really care. If anything, I find them more obnoxious because when you try to go to bed and people are shooting fireworks after like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, it's a pain in the butt. Huh. I mean, I kinda like have like a vague memory of something, but I don't exactly remember it, unfortunately. At least it was just the side mirror, though. And didn't like go over the hood of the car or something. Hey, detective. Hey, people I don't know. Did you get your important errands sorted? I sure did. Dooley, I can see the crumbs stuck to your face. That's just the rain. It's a very bready rain. There's filling all over your top. That's blood from a gunshot wound. It healed up though. You're literally holding the receipt from the donut shop. That's why they pay you the big bucks, detective. So what'd I miss? We're talking about getting rid of Officer Williams' fear of ghosts. Hey. Ghost? Yeah, you're afraid of them, right, Dooley? No idea, I've never met one. We stopped a ghost riot. Ghosts aren't real. So, you don't need to be scared of them. Easy. There you go, I guess. Sorry, that wasn't much help. Nah. Well, you said they're just like us. They're a good thing to be reminded of. Exactly. They used to be alive, just like us. As long as they don't try to eat, possess, violently murder you, you should be fine. Not very reassuring. Just talk to them. Feel their culture, listen to their issues and spectral wails. Treat them like any other person. See what's on the inside. Which would be easy since you can see through them. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. It's best not to overthink anything he says. I certainly don't. Oh, well, thanks for the advice. I think it'll help. Our pleasure. Now, Dooley, I think we should read that case briefing and find out why we're here. I already did. I don't know why I can't get a voice that feels right with him, or like some sort of accent or something. Oh. Turns out we were meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. Instead of taking it all the way to Seattle, yeah? Why? The driver was Chupacabra. Oh, I don't know who came up with that, but that's so good. Okay, let's get out of here, Dooley. Good luck, officer. Thanks, McQueen, a lot. You too, Officer Dooley. Bye, guy. Good luck with your rap problem or whatever. Bye, Coffee Wizard. Take care. Well, that was quite something. Well, what do you know, Mello? Looks like my good luck is back. I'm feeling like $1,000,000 now. Oh, I'm glad you do. Thanks anyways, Mello. I really did nothing much. Are you gonna be okay? Okay enough to start thinking about what to do next. I'm done here for the night. You have a good evening, alright? Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe. Will do. Alright then, maybe I'll go check on stock and okay. Welcome, Miss Riona. Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's construction work taking place on Leonara Avenue. Oof. I can imagine the gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. Well, that's great. I'm happy you're here. So anything I can make for you this evening? I'd like something... Oh. I'd like something for my throat. I would appreciate a cup of tea infused with some lemon and a touch of honey. Is that a haha good haha, or is that like, why is she trying haha? Welcome on in, Sasquatch. How are you doing? Oh yeah, you did get first an hour ago. Why didn't I see that? Well, welcome. Happy first. I can't really change my voice up that much. So some characters I do okay, and then other characters it's like an accent. Like I can do kind of a good like southern accent a bit. Oh, it sounds like honey, oh wait, reset. Let's do it in the order she has requested. I don't know if it actually matters on the order, but... Oh no, we judge alright. Okay, that's the same thing I gave to Lua. A sultry older woman's voice. Man, I want to hear this. Oh. Yeah, I can't really do much voices. I can do more accents, like, well, not like a lot of accents, like I can do more of, like I can do accents not on cue, except for maybe like a very southern accent. I can kind of do that, but nobody here is going to probably have a southern accent since we're in Seattle. So, I mean, unless one of these do come from the south, and I don't know. I can do scratchy and old people. See, I can't even do old people that well. I just need to practice. A cup of warm midsummer night's dreams for you, miss. That's what we call it here. How whimsical. It's wonderful. Sweet but well balanced with the lemon, and the slight bitterness of the tea completes the taste. Thank you. You are very welcome. By the way, you just missed Officer Georgie by a few seconds. Is that so? How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit, actually. Oh? He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? Oh, what do you need? Could you give him my contact information? We only connected via Bluetooth last time, so... Oh! That voice cracks me. I don't think I want to do it if it's gonna crack people up. I did this the other day, unless it changed on me. Might have changed. I'm not very good at repeating the same voices either. You were here, well, you might not have been listening as much though if you were working or something. What I said a few days ago may have been a bit over... Now I'm laughing. Oh shoot, okay, hold on. Gotta do a little, you missed last stream? I thought you were here for a bit. Not yesterday, but the day before? Maybe I'm tripping. Is it possible that I spoke more than was necessary? All because I couldn't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing that something happened to the tree. Okay, yeah, that's the last stream. I didn't stream yesterday because, I was gonna stream yesterday, but I ended up, having lunch with my dad. And then that took longer than I thought. And by the time I finished doing that and some other errands, I was like, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing anything. Anyways, that's entirely understandable though. But it's not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if he requires any assistance, please do let me know. It is the least I could do, as I realized there would be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. Oh, I mean, because Officer Georgie is human. And we semi-physical beings have our own way of sharing information as such. I understand what you mean. Okay. I just do not wish to incriminate anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. Maybe... I think I used this voice. Maybe it was a different one. I don't know. I'd say you've already helped him out in more ways than one. Sorry, did you say something? I was zoning out a little. Oh no, it's nothing. I'll pass this off to him. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bad traffic aside, how are you? To be honest, I've had a lot on my mind of late, and I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know I'm all ears. may actually be part of the problem, I'm afraid. Pardon? You know, I've held conversations with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's troubling. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I don't mean it necessarily in a negative way. It's just, I used to believe that I had a settled life objective. But I have been doubting it lately. How come? I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Oh? Any good news? No. Our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts who may be of assistance, even though they had no direct connection to the audience I was trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I'm thankful for. That's very thoughtful of her. So, what's the battle plan? And why are you doubting yourself? In essence, the advice is to slowly increase my network to make myself known. Oh? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so, but you could give me a refresher, just so I don't misunderstand. I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important and humbling fact. Which would be, well... Oh, but if it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is 100% gonna work. But you'll have to do way, way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know? I'd say that's a decent impression of her. Thank you. After that, she told me a story about her earlier experiences, both the good and the bad. Getting noticed is truly only the beginning. Then it is either a matter of letting your talents speak for you, or you go out there to develop your connections with the right people. Even then, there's still no guarantee of success. After listening to her explanation, I respect Miss Rachel's determination. I can certainly see how it worked out for her. But then I was left wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. Right, I thought it all sounded familiar. Will you try her suggestion then? I don't know. Is it difficult? No more difficult than sending reels to every audition I come across, and being rejected by every single one. But for some reason I feel conflicted about it. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, he and I have also continued our correspondence, although perhaps it was more like a necessity. Did something happen? He was stuck. Pardon? Actually, he posted about it on social media last night. Can I see it? Hold on. Oh, is this their characters? Oh, I want these. Okay, well that cannot be his issues. Top of the morning to you. I wonder where he got that from. Okay, I don't even know if hitting likes on these things actually does anything because the numbers don't go up. Oh my gosh, we are not adding the golden Zelda emote. after each is that what it sounds like? Oh no, is that actually what it sounds like? Does it sound like the customer support on a phone? Because that's not good. It sounds like Siri, is that what you're doing? Oh, okay, good. I was like, oh. Oh no, just goofing around, okay. To speak with a sales representative, press 1. To reach a customer support agent, press 2. To reach our depilling whoops. The depilling apartment, whatever that means. Oh. To reach our blah 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 da, 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 da. No. Call centers are usually who's ever like, usually they're robots now, you know what I mean? Aren't they? It's usually like probably like something AI related. Does it sound like oh, AI though? Because that's terrible. Actually, he posted about it on a social media last night. Oh. Yeah, TTS, that's what I was thinking. I might have seen it. Did you? I came across it when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud. All sounds in order. And extremely drunk? Oh. He denied it at first, but it was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking aimlessly, deep in thought, and he entered Cary Park without realizing he had done so. Ugh. The AI talk, just exhausting. Like, there's good and there's bad AI. Like, there is good AI stuff. Like, that's just how it is. But then obviously there's the AI that I don't agree with, but that's a whole nother topic that I'm not gonna jump into. Oh, must have been some deep thinking he was doing, because I think it rained pretty hard last night. Well, I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10 p.m. Which is why I sent him a message informing him of that fact, as he seemed to be unaware. No, but I think, like, I feel like I've made my opinion on it somewhat obvious without actually talking about it. I think it's more of like the part that I take issue with is the ethics of everything. But like, there is good AI. Like, I mean, our phones are obviously like the AI, you know, helpers and stuff. That, I mean, that's all AI. Like, telling your phone to make a phone call is generated by AI. There are certain things in like Photoshop prior to like the AI releases that is helpful AI. Like using like a content aware fill tool, which I know won't make any sense to someone who, like, it might make sense to anyone who's used Photoshop, but not everyone in chat probably. Where you could essentially, like, in this still we have here, if I wanted to remove this plant, I could like select it and then use content aware fill, and it will try to fill this area to make it look like the background based on the surrounding information. It doesn't always work, but it helps. Makes it really easy to fix things sometimes. The part that I basically take issue with is how it is. There are people, the tools that are currently being used to create AI art are like built unethically, I think. Because they essentially scrape the internet for imagery, which includes like any art that any artist has ever uploaded, And by law, we own the copyright to the art. Just because we put it on the internet doesn't mean we lose its copyright. But a lot of people fail to understand that. However, there are some small wins. Like, for example, the courts in the US have deemed AI generated works to be not copyrightable. That's probably not the right term. For example, someone did a comic, I think it was a comic, where they wrote the copy for the comic, but they used AI art. And the courts determined that they could not get copyright for the art, but they would give them copyright for the writing. Because the person wrote it themselves, but they didn't generate the art themselves. So, those are all nice bonuses. But I think the problem is it's the case of where the technology is moving faster than the laws, obviously. You also have examples currently too, which also proves the unethical generation of AI art, where you have like big stock photography sites like Getty, for example. If you dabble in stock photography any or have to use it for like work or something, Getty is like one of the big 3 stock photography websites that companies use. They're actually suing companies like, oh shoot, now I can't think of their name, like Stable Diffusion. I can't remember which one specifically, but they're suing them for copyright infringement because, like I said, their tools scrape the internet for imagery. So there are even lawsuits currently happening around it. Midjourney, that's the other one. I think there could be like a place for it in a way, but I think to create like work that you're selling, I don't think that's the place for it. I also think they need to change how they pull their imagery. I don't trust Adobe when I say this, but like, they claim that their AI art generator called Firefly is pulling from their Adobe stock, and their Adobe stock only, which may be true, but I'm not sure what the ethics are like, or what the rules are in like paying those artists. Like if I because the artists that do the stock photography are either probably like full-time employees for Adobe, or they're like contracted out, right? Or they have a term, like they're signed up to maybe provide Adobe with stock photography where they get some of the royalties. So I'm not sure how they're paid, but at least like assuming that's the case, they're only pulling from there. But there is some gray area where people have said they're probably pulling from like Photoshop and other things, which is a bit concerning. But I mean, overall, I think if the laws could catch up and the ethics could be fixed. They caught it because a watermark showed up. Wow. Wow. I mean, see, that's just proof, though, that they're, like, pulling from the internet. There's no, like, verified pool of images. Like, there have been artists who have confirmed, like, hey, they're literally, like, somebody has used prompts appropriately to create, like, recreate, like, my exact style, like, down to the coloring. I've seen some pretty, like, scary comparisons where you would have thought it was that artist who did it. So there's just too many gray ethics with it. It's not clearly, like, one way or the other. So that's my issue. I think that's most artists' point, you know, like, standpoint on it, but I guess it depends on the artist, you know? Yeah, I don't know how, like, I mean, they basically would take, not that this is great, feed, they could, like, put your images into an AI prompter and spit out art in that style, which is like uncool. It's just disappointing. It's the same. It's like the same as like art style copycats. I don't like that either. Like there's certain artists that are bigger that I don't follow because they clearly have aped like an even bigger artist art style, and I'm not going into those details because I don't want to just like point someone out, but like that happens a lot too. Sometimes the copycat grows out of it because I think they're in the process of like trying to find their own art style though. And so they find their own art style and start to shift away from being a copycat. You know what I mean? So, because like everyone's art style is probably going to be built on different styles they've seen. It's just you don't want to look exactly like someone else. Like if I look at your work and I'm like, wow, that looks just like so-and-so. I shouldn't be able to be like, oh, that's so-and-so's work, and then promptly find out it's not. Like I said though, everybody's like, I can tell you exactly what my inspirations were, but then like if you look at my art compared to theirs, it's like clearly that doesn't look anything like theirs. Yeah, I can't get me. I guess that's one way. There's nothing wrong with not having an art style either. Like, or if you have an art style, there's nothing wrong with an art style taking several years to figure out. Like, I feel like I didn't find something that I enjoyed drawing in until it took me, hold on, let me think here. 4 years, I think, before I got where I was like, I mean, that's not counting, that's when I seriously was trying to figure out what I wanted in my art. Probably 3 years though, if you count me switching it up and trying to find something I enjoy doing. I feel like you have an art style, Tao. I could, if I'm scrolling Twitter, I'd be able to tell which one's yours. If I didn't see the name of who posted it. You definitely have a style. Here, hold on, let me go into the... Let me go into the art share on Discord. Ooh, nice. Yeah, the way you do your line work is very, recognizable, Tao, comparatively to other artists. I mean, there's other artists who probably use similar line work style, but, like, the way you do the line work and, typically your eyes, those are both pretty recognizable traits. I mean, you change it up a bit, but the line work is still, like, obviously you. Okay, let's see if we can finish this chapter, because I think after this chapter we might call it for the day, but let's see how much longer we've got going on here. So he called me to ask if there was any other mode of public transit nearby. Wouldn't it have been easier for him to just call a cab? He told me he wanted to know the city better. At midnight? Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself. Touché. Perhaps he just didn't want to go home yet. I cannot talk. And I might be mistaken here, but I thought he doesn't like drinking. Wasn't it partying? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different. It appears he had dinner with his team, and he needed the extra courage in order to negotiate with them about his proposed new direction. Oh? I see. I suppose it didn't go as expected. Perhaps. And I know that feeling all too well. Miss? However, he said he will keep negotiating until they reach a compromise. Well, that's good. Is it though? Miss Rachel told me about the hoops she had to jump through at the beginning as well. At the beginning of her career as well, with her teammates. Likewise, Mr. Lucas has to work hard to obtain approval from his teammates for his actions. I just How can they still be so positive? What do you mean? I just cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Can't talent speak for itself? But if I truly believe that, with the number of rejections I've received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right, that's why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? To let talent speak for itself, we would all have to have the same standards. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it was standardized, wouldn't it? However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on the whims of individual judging, of the individual judging you at that moment? How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? Perhaps it's because they don't see it as a be-all, end-all. Well, what do you mean? Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority to determine their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, that if that would make sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where the power lies. But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before. Therefore, it's good to try to find out what works for you or ask for guidance. Because one can't possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognize warning signs without first learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? I see. Still. Miss Riona? Ah, yes. Sorry, I got a bit lost in my thoughts. You're fine, I promise. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call? I picked him up and drove him home. Oh, but I thought you were located in Bellevue. I am. But I still had unfinished business in the downtown area. Moreover, he suddenly began singing quite loudly nearing the end of our call, which led me to conclude that it'd be best for me to go fetch him. Ah, I see. How was his singing, in your opinion? It wasn't too bad. If not for the fact that he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is. Welp. His hoodie was soaked when I arrived, so he had to take it off before getting in my car. Thankfully, the water did not completely soak through his shirt, so he remained relatively dry. However, I still had to lay down the seat covers as his fur got rather wet. Ah, hope he didn't get too sick then. Mama! I actually love Bohemian Rhapsody. I like that song a lot. Ooh. I should go now. Alright, will you be okay? I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns, Mello. No problem at all, anytime. I actually did not... Oh, have a good evening then, Mello. Come back again soon. I actually wasn't a huge fan of Bohemian Rhapsody until the movie. A few years back, that movie. I need to get more water, but I was planning to end after this day. So... I was going to end once we started this year. Well, not end, but like... Let's see. Alien sightings increase. Is this an invasion? Invasion. Dun dun dun. Let's see who our first customer is going to be for next time. Who is it? Ah, it's Bailey's. I can recognize it. Why is he sitting over there? Oh, I'm just going to wait for the camera to pan. There's got to be something wrong. Oh, nope. He's just normal looking. Well, he looks a little sad.